You woke up already losing an argument. Before your feet hit the floor, your attention was somewhere else. On a headline you read half asleep. On an email someone sent at 11 last night. On a conversation from yesterday that you keep replaying, editing your side of it, winning it again in your head. The day has not started and you are already spending it on things that have nothing to do with you. This is about the morning sort, the single decision made before anything else about where this hour actually goes. Because the hour is real and it is yours, but most of it leaks out through 100 small holes you did not even open. The disciplined move is not to do more. It is to first separate what is yours to act on from what is not, and then spend the hour only on the part that is yours. Almost 2,000 years ago, a man born a slave wrote down the first thing a person should think on waking. His name was Epictetus, and he taught from a small school in Greece, and the line opens his handbook for living. He wrote it in the plainest possible terms because he meant it to be the first sort you run every morning before the day can confuse you. Of things, some are in our power and others are not. In our power are opinion, movement towards a thing, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever are our own acts. Not in our power are the body, property, reputation, offices, and in a word, whatever are not our own acts. Read that again slowly because it is doing more than it looks. Epictetus is not telling you to stop caring. He is handing you a blade for the morning, a way to cut the world cleanly into two piles. One pile is what you can actually move with your own action this hour. The other pile is everything else, and everything else is enormous. The market, the decision your boss has not made yet, the reply you are waiting on, what another person thinks of the work you sent, whether yesterday went the way you wanted. All of it is real, and almost none of it is in your hands. Watch where your morning attention naturally runs, and you will find it runs almost entirely into the second pile. You open the day by checking the things you cannot change. You read the news you cannot rewrite. You rehearse the meeting you cannot control. You stew over the reply that has not come. Every minute of that feels like engagement, like you are on top of your life, and it is the exact opposite. It is your one finite hour pouring into a pile that gives nothing back because there is no action you can take there. You can only be disturbed by it. So the sort is the whole discipline. When something pulls at your attention this morning, you ask one question. Is this mine to act on right now or not? If it is not, you set it down. Not because it does not matter, but because there is no move available, and an hour spent staring at a thing you cannot move is simply an hour gone. If it is yours, you keep it and you do something with it. The clarity is brutal and it is freeing. Most of what was crowding your morning was never yours to carry in the first place. But sorting is only half the move, because a pile of things you could act on is still just a pile. You have to start somewhere, and here a modern voice sharpens the old one. Admiral William McRaven, who spent his career in the Navy SEALs and commanded some of the hardest operations of his generation, gives one piece of advice for beginning a day, and it is almost comically small. Make your bed. His point, drawn from his book on the subject, is that completing one small task you fully control gives you the first proof of the morning that you can act, that the day is something you do and not only something that happens to you. The made bed is not the achievement. It is the evidence. It is the first item moved cleanly out of the doable pile and into the done one, and it changes how you meet everything after it. Put the two together and you have the entire morning. Epictetus tells you what to keep, the small set of things actually in your power. McRaven tells you what to do with it. Start by finishing one, not the biggest thing, not the most important thing. The one task in your control that you can take all the way to done before the noise of the day arrives. The early draft, the hard call you have been circling. The 30 minutes of deep work with the door shut and the inbox closed, because the inbox is full of other people's piles and almost none of it is yours to move yet. One finished thing early that was entirely yours. That is what proves the hour belongs to you. Everything you do after it is done from a different place, the place of a person who has already acted, instead of a person still waiting to be moved. See what changes when you spend the hour this way. The noise quiets not because the world got calmer, but because you stopped picking the noise up. The headline is still there. The unanswered reply is still there. You simply recognized them as the second pile, the not in your power pile, and you set them down without the long internal struggle. The struggle was never the headline. It was your refusal to admit you could not move it. The work gets honest. When you stop spending the hour on things you cannot act on, the things you can act on stop hiding. You always knew which task was yours this morning. It was just buried under the easier, emptier work of worrying about everything else. Clear the second pile and the real first task is standing right there, plain, waiting, smaller than the dread made it look. And you stop confusing motion with control. Checking, refreshing, rehearsing, replaying, all of it feels like doing something. None of it is. Real control is narrow. It is the short list of things your own action can touch this hour. The disciplined person is not the one who manages the whole world before breakfast. They are the one who stopped trying and spent the saved hour on the one corner of the world that answers to them. So before the day fills up, run the sort and spend the hour where it is actually yours. I separate first thing, what is in my power this morning from what is not. I set down the things I cannot act on, the news, the waiting reply, what already happened without the long fight about it. I do not spend my hour being disturbed by piles I cannot move. I name the one task that is fully mine and take it all the way to done. I treat that first finished thing as proof the day belongs to me. I keep my attention on the narrow list my own action can touch and let the rest be what it is. I begin disciplined in the only territory that was ever mine to act on. That is the morning, not doing more but doing only what is yours and finishing one piece of it early enough to mean something. The hour was always real. The discipline is spending it where your action actually reaches. If this sorted your morning, stay with this channel because the sort has a second half that comes at night. Tonight in Let the Small Things Go Tonight, we sit with the Tao Te Ching and Pema Chodron and we release the small things you could not control today, the mirror of this morning's sorting. You spent the morning acting on what was yours. You spend the evening letting go of what was not. Come back tonight to close the loop you opened this morning. Begin disciplined, end reflective. Now sort it.